Hi, AT from CNC at Home. With the new LC-50 Plus laser, I've been trying to do cutting and engraving on several types of material. There are a couple different types of fabric material that I've done some cutting and engraving on. I did some stuff with leather, and I did some stuff with what I'm assuming is a polyester, definitely a plastic type of material. And I want to kind of show that process and let you see the results of that. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Let's get over to the laser and see how the cutting worked. The first thing we typically do is do a frame around our cutting area to make sure that it's where we want it to be. The intent here was to cut out some letters of this white fuzzy material, and as expected, the white just didn't cut with the laser. Too much absorbing, reflecting, that sort of thing. I tried pulling some of the material out and it just wouldn't. It just didn't cut at all. My backup plan then was to cut some letters out of the back of this stocking. Again, see here we're doing our frame. So we make sure that we're on the material that we want. The LC-50 Plus made short work of this. The edges of the letters were great. There was not really any scoring or burning. I had the air assist on. To get these letters out, I just wanted to use some masking tape. This method worked great. I put the masking tape over the letters. Once it was adhered, I just peeled it back and it pulled out 99% of everything I needed. Part of the A didn't come out, but I was able to retrieve that easily enough and stick it on here. I used some white glue. I was able to stick this onto the front of the stocking, and it turned out pretty well. This was a fun gift. The next material I worked with was leather. I have a pair of nice leather gloves that I did some etching on, and this turned out really nicely. Once this is done, we'll zoom in and you can see how crisp this actually turned out on the leather. It's difficult to do etching with leather because it's not flat, at least this glove isn't. I used some masking tape and a board to get it as flat as I could. The resolution turned out real nicely, and I have a glove now that says right on it, so I can make sure to get it on the correct hand. When I was working with the Atomstack P7, I did the same thing to the other glove, except it says left. Worked out really well. As you can tell, cutting the stocking or that blue polyester kind of material worked really well. I was able to pull the letters out using masking tape and get those glued on to the front of the stocking where we weren't able to burn that white fuzzy fluffy stuff, which was not a surprise. The leather also engraved really nicely, so I now have a left and a right labeled glove, just in case I don't know how to put them on. And a couple decorations on that right one, which is kind of cool just to have those on there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up or a like, and I hope you enjoy the content of our channel. If you do, think about subscribing. Enjoy doing your CNC at home projects.